Yeah, I know it is. It's always beautiful everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Just learning, it's learning to see the beauty no matter where we are. Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Thank you. You too. Good. Nice to meet you.
Thank you too.
So cool you're coming to meditation.
I'm planning on coming. I've been wanting to come and it just doesn't work out, but I'm gonna plan to come as often as I can.
Yeah, it's so amazing.
Usually I do it on my own.
Well, good. It's good to see you. Like, it'd be nice to see you more too. Yay. So beautiful.
Okay, we are going to start meditation. Please find a comfortable way to sit. Keep your back straight as much as you can. Gently close your eyes. How do you feel right now? Your mind, your body. Maybe you feel the heat outside. Maybe you may like that heat or maybe not. Anyway, you are here this evening. You came to this park to sit with us in this nature. Leave everything behind for a moment. Things you have to worry, things are distracting you, the jobs you have to do this evening or tomorrow. Think to yourself, this is my time. This is my time to feel myself respectfully and lovingly. Make a clear commitment to my path, my practice. That is the purpose. I am here, sitting. Having that pure intention in your mind, send your loving thoughts towards yourself. I am well, I am happy, I am peaceful. Now slowly turn your attention to your breath. Every breath you take in, you take out is taken mindfully. Focus on your natural, ordinary breaths. Mind wanders. Oh, mind is thinking. Let it wander. But you can be an observer. What mind does. What is your mind telling you? Don't become a slave to your own mind. No need to believe everything, whatever your mind is telling you. You are merely observing, watching, mindful. You are not reacting. Thinking is not the problem. Thoughts are wonderful, but the problem is your reaction, how you react, how you take it, how you live with it. It is totally up to you. If you have any negative reactions, then there is a problem. There is a conflict. There is anger, disappointment. Then other side of the mind is have positive reactions. When you have positive reactions, you like them, attaching to them, embracing them. You want to live with them. You want to keep them. You want to have them more. If you experience something you like, merely experience, I'm just like it. No need to make a story around it. No need to waiting to have ownership. If you experience something you don't like, merely see, feel, observe. There is a feeling, I don't like it. No need to push it out. No need to clinging to it, dwell on it. Just be with that dislike. Likes will change. Dislike also will change. If both will change, my question is, why bother? Just wait. Be still. You have accepted. Where's your mind? Are you dealing with your mind, or are you struggling with your mind? If you are struggling with your mind, which means you are attacking to your mind, that means you are angry. If you are dealing with your mind, you are accepting, and also you are respecting. You are processing. You are living Dhamma or living Dharma. Now observe your mind, observe your body. Your body is relaxed, your mind is calm, tranquil and peaceful. Try to meditate every day. Be your best friend to yourself, and also care for the world. Now we are going to do loving kindness chant to give blessings to all of you and also your loved ones. Many people requested blessing and prayers. All the names are on my mind. I'm thinking of them. We are sending blessings, healing to each of you and for the world. Please listen to the chant mindfully and attentively. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස සාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති ස්වාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සම්දිට්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි ඕපනයිකෝ පංචත්තං වේදිතම්බෝ විඤ්ඤූහිති සුපටි භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුංගලා ඒස භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං කෙන්තං ලෝකං සාති ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන දුක්ඛා ඒතේන සංච වංජේන භයාවූප සමෙන්තු තේ ඒතේන සච්ච වංජේන රෝගාවූප සමෙන්තු තේ කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන පදං අபிසමෙච්ච සංකෝ උජුච සුජුච සුවචෝ චංස මානී සන්තුස්සකෝච සුබරෝච අම්පකින්චෝච සල්ලෞකවුන්ති සන්තින්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අම්පගම්බෝ කුලේසු දෝනච කුන්දං සමාචරේ කිංචේන විඤ්ඤෝ පරේ උපව වාකේමිනෝ හොන්තු සම්මේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා පාන භූතන්ති තසාවා තාවරාවා අනවසේසා දීගා මහන්තාවා මජ්ජිමා රස්ස කානුක තූලා දින්ටාවා අන්දින්ටා ඒච දූරේ වසන්ති අවිදූරේ භූතාවා වේසීවා සම්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා පරන්නිකුම් නාති මඤ්ඤේත කත්ත චිනං චීව්‍යාරෝෂනා පටිග සංඥානාඤ්ඤ මඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛමිච්ඡය මාතා නියම් පුත්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුත්ත මනුරංකේ එවම්පි භූතේසු මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තංච ලෝකස්මින් මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං උද්දං තිරියංච අසම්බාධං අවේරං අසපත්තං තින්ටං නිසින්නෝ වාසයානෝ වායාවතස්ස විගතමින් ඒතං සතින් අදිට්ඨේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාහු දිට්ඨින්ච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන කාමේසු විනේය ගේදං නහි ජාතු ගම්බසෙයි පුනරේතිති ඒතේන සච්ච වංජේන දුක්ඛා සමින්තු තේ ඒතේන සච්ච වංජේන භයාවූප තුතේ ඒතේන සච්ච වංජේන රෝග ූප සමින්තු තේ සම්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සබ්බරෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්වන්තරායෝ සුඛී ගායුකෝ භව භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්칸තු සම්බ සම්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොන්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු මංගලං රක්칸තු සම්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොන්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්칸තු දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොන්ති භවන්තු තේ දුක්ඛප්පත්තාච නිබ්දුක්ඛා භයප්පත්තාච නිබ්බයා නිස්සෝකා හොන්තු සම්බේපි පානිනෝ ආකාසට්ටාච බුම්මට්ටා දේව නාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු ආසනං ආකාසට්ටාච බුම්මට්ටා දේවා නාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ටාච බුම්මට්ටා දේවා නාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්칸තු ත්වං සදාති.
So now we can chant loving kindness chanting. Please repeat after me. Sabbe satta
Sabbe satta
avera hontu
avera hontu
sabbe santa
sabbe santa
abhyapajja hontu
abhyapajja hontu
sabbe santa
sabbe santa
anigha hontu
anigha hontu
sabbe santa
sabbe santa
sukhi attanam pariharantu
sukhi attanam pariharantu.
Please chant again. Sabbe santa
sabbe santa
avera hontu
avera hontu
sabbe santa
sabbe santa
abhyapajja hontu
abhyapajja hontu
sabbe santa
sabbe santa
anigha hontu
anigha hontu
sabbe Sabbe Santa
Sabbe Santa
Sukhi Attanam Pariharantu
Sukhiyatanam Pariharantu.
One more time. Sabbe Santa
Sabbe Santa
Avera Hontu
Avera Hontu
Sabbe Santa
Sabbe Santa
Ambya Pajja Hontu
Abhya Pajja Hontu
Sabbe Santa
Sabbe Santa
Anigha Hontu
Aniga Hontu
Sabbe Santa
Sabbe Santa
Sukhi Attanam Pariharantu.
Sukhiyatanam Pariharantu.
We can chant all together.
Sabbe Santa Avera Hontu Sabbe Santa Abhya Pajja Hontu Sabbe Santa Aniga Hontu Sabbe Santa Sukhiyatanam Pariharantu.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I hope you all had a good meditation practice. If I ask a question, when you do your meditation, I know your purpose. Maybe you have different words. In the simple words, everybody will say, I want to be happy. Everybody agree with that? When you do meditation, you want to be happy? Yes. So now my question, second question, now you are doing meditation, are you happy? You can answer sometime yes, sometime not, right? If you are happy sometimes, which is okay, sometimes you are unhappy, which is okay too. So after many years of your practice or many months of your practice, every day when you live your life, always your mind going back and forth, still the same thing happening in your mind, maybe meditation is not working. So sometimes you are not, some people are not meditating at all. Some people come to me and said, oh, today I am very happy. Then next day same person called me and said, today I am unhappy. Then I was thinking, people who are practicing meditation, they have the same experience, and the person who doesn't have any idea about the meditation, they have the same experience. So that what is the difference then? So regular people, no idea about the meditation, no idea about the practice, no idea about the mindfulness. Sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are unhappy. So people who are practicing meditation, sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are unhappy. So then I was thinking, what is the difference? There is no difference.
They know when they're happy and they know why they're unhappy.
Right, exactly. So then my question for you, how do you understand this? So when we have two things, our mind is always going back and forth, those two things. Best way to be happy, I think you have to give up those both. How you are going to do that? Can you give up happiness? Can you give up unhappiness? If you can do and learn how to do that, that day you are not happy. Then what is happening to you after that? Why? You lost both words now. You give up both words. You are not happy, you are not unhappy. What is the word we can use after that? Contented. Yeah, we are content. So if you are truly, with your practice, with your mindfulness, if you are content, then you don't have that up and down problem. Does it make sense to everybody? So what I am asking you today, so just coming to meditation, sit down and meditation and doing, then you are happy, then you are driving home, somebody you honking, then you are chasing that person, you are angry. So it's happened to people, right? People tell me those stories. After, when I was at the temple, I was meditating, so peaceful, temple is so beautiful, Buddha is beautiful, monks are there, chanting, so peaceful. So then I am going home, somebody is pointing fingers at me. Then I am angry, I am chasing that person. So then he was so disappointed about his practice. I said, of course you have to be disappointed. So why? You didn't practice. you just came to the temple, had a little fun. It's like a party.
Play day.
Play day. That's a good word. It's a play day. Temple is not for the play day. The meditation or temple, the purpose not to have entertainment. Temple is not for the place for you to entertain your life. If you are plan to entertain, you can go to so many other places. Then you can feel miserable after that. You feel angry. But if you come to the temple, what is the temple? When you hear the word temple, how do you define that word, temple? I don't know, I want to ask American people, when you hear the word temple, how do you feel? Tired?
It's a place to practice.
Place to practice. What else?
Place to talk to the monks.
Okay, place to talk to the monks.
Shelter.
Shelter, okay. Sanctuary.
Well, there's what I used to think of what a temple was, and now there's what I think of temple now.
Uh-huh.
Now I think of it as a refuge, but I used to think of it as just a place of worship.
Okay, place of worship, okay. There are so many meaning, right? Refuge, place for worship, sanctuary. Those are beautiful words. So, when you come to the temple, maybe sometimes, I don't know, I have to check with monks. You ever seen temple is so dirty, not clean, and always when you come to the temple, how do we keep the temple? Clean and crystal clear, and everything is no dust, clean, and why we are weekly, keep cleaning it. Why we are keep cleaning weekly? It is keep getting dirty. So when I hear the word temple, I feel something beautiful, something pure, something clean. So when you come to the temple, that is the purpose. So when you come to the temple, you keep your mind clean and organized and get your refuge. Then when you leave the temple, don't leave whatever you receive. You have to take them with you. So many people come to the temple, it is customary now. Oh, Saturday morning, going to temple. Then after that, Wednesday night, come to the temple. Oh, I had a very peaceful time. Then on the way, go to the bar. Some people do that. So that means coming to the temple and going and drinking and drinking and drunk. So the journey you came to the temple, it doesn't help. So what I am asking now, sharing these things, today somebody called me and asked, I am exhausted, I am tired with everything. I ask, what is everything? Even I am tired with my practice, my meditation, dharma, and I am tired, I am exhausted. So then he asked me, give me something simple. I don't want to do too much work. Coming to the temple is a big job, meditation is a big job, and everything is a big job. At the end of the day, I am unhappy, I am not satisfied. Then what can I do? I said, it is not a job, what I am going to tell you today. I am going to suggest two things. First thing, you have to watch your ego. First thing, you have to watch your ego. The second thing, understand the way life is, nature of life, which is, what is the nature of life? Suffering, impermanence. So I said, understand your ego, then understand the nature of life, which is impermanence. Then he asked, that's it? Now then he said, then I said, you said you don't want more work. Now even now he is confused with the question. Now I said, anyway you are confused. So then I was thinking, we have syndrome. We have mental syndrome and physical syndrome and different syndrome, right? And so the biggest syndrome we have in our mind, I, my and mine syndrome. That syndrome is killing you. That syndrome killing you not in one shot. If it's happening to you in one shot, you are totally fine, dead. This syndrome killing you little by little, day by day killing you, day by day hurting you, day by day it is the punishing you. So therefore, be careful with this syndrome if you have that in your mind. Believing self. Now think about all the problems we have in the world. This is the meditation, okay? All the problems we have in the world, we don't like problems. If you want to take the problem out, what we have to do? We have to see the root of the problem. What is the root of the problems? All the problems we have in the world, if you really dig into the root, you will, one day we will go and stop at self. That is the problem. So how we are going to lose this whole concept of self? Do we need it? Or totally we can dissolve it? Now, after this class, if I go and open your car, I will go to your car. Then what do you say? Bhante, that's my car, don't go to that. So, before you buy that car, do you have that problem? Before you somebody go and touch that car, you say, no, that's not my, that's my car, don't touch it when it is in the dealership. No, right after you put I into it, now it's become a problem. I remember I had the old car a long time ago, always breaking down. So then finally I had the opportunity to get the new car, brand new car. I didn't have any interest about these cars. Just I have a car, I can drive, that's it. So one day when one of our members took me to a Toyota dealership, I think in Crystal Lake. So then put my name and everything and we bought a car. So then I was thinking, how many years I was driving by this Toyota dealership, I didn't have any interest about even one car. I know I don't have money to buy a car, so I didn't have interest. So right after I get that car, actually there's this blue car. Now monks are using, there's a blue car. And so then I took into the temple long time ago, and so then monks come and open the doors and touch it. I said, don't touch it. That's my car. Now I am so attached to it. Why? It is mine. Like 4 hours ago, it is not mine, no problem. Now being at the dealership 4 hours, doing all the the signatures and paper signing and signing hours, right after that it's become mine. Then that night I even couldn't sleep. Why? Car is outside. Somebody will steal it. Now think about how we are hurting ourselves. This makes sense? So now think about, you are putting your identity into it. So other day, it's very interesting. I have a couple of mugs I am using. There, the mugs, the tea mugs. There is like a China kind of a real nice cup. I really like it. It's not heavy. I was doing some computer work inside the room, close to the kitchen. Okay. I heard in the kitchen something dropped. Even I know the sound. Even the sound I recognize, I know it is my mistake too. I put in the wrong place. So what happened with Bhante Amita? He accidentally hit it and dropped it, and I knew it. That's my cup. I really like that cup. But in that moment, I knew in the sound, that's my cup. My mental impulse, he broke it. My cup. Then I was thinking, in the same second I was thinking, that's not my cup. I didn't have it before. Now I am using it. I think it is mine. Then I was sitting there like 5 years ago, if something happened like that, I will yell at him. So then I sitting there for a while, then I get up and came and I started to laugh. He is collecting all the pieces. Now you can see how we are creating pain and suffering in our lives. So therefore, be careful when you meditate, keep digging to the root how this pain and suffering creating in your mind. So let's go to the another side of that. When you have ego, you are believing self, somebody come to you and said, oh my God, your hairstyle is so beautiful. How do you feel? Happy, right? How do you feel? So happy. Then other day, same person come, oh my God, you are a terrible person. How do you feel? Unhappy and mad. So now think, always because of that, what you are believing about yourself, creating problems in your mind. Now during this pandemic, all the monks, we are growing hair. It's I'm home, and in our community everybody knows me. So some people really telling us, oh, it's a good hair, you have hair now, you have beard. Some people really enjoying it and making really good. So I said thank you. Somebody made the comment on the Facebook, I hope not only pandemic in the United States, they don't have races. Sounds mean, right? And so actually when I say that, I start to laugh. Why I laugh? If I not mindful, I can be angry. Definitely I can make another comment. Then I realize that's not my problem. Anyway, that's how other people see it. Then some people suggested, can you, cut the hair, that's not nice, you look old now, we don't see your smile because of the beard, and it doesn't matter. Now yesterday I felt, I'm tired with this hair now. I cut it. Now people ask, oh, you cut it? Whether I have a hair or not, or cut or not, still they have something to complain. Then I realize, when I want to grow my hair, I just grow it. When I want to cut it, I will cut it. If other people happy about it, that's not my problem. If they are unhappy about it, that's not my problem either. Let them to suffer. I am enjoying my life. So that's how I want to, how I am asking you to enjoy your life. So lots of comments. So therefore, use this ego only for survival purpose. That's the only purpose of the ego or self or I. So now think about the day you born. You didn't have problems. I was thinking other day, right after that our parents are planning and thinking, and according to their culture or whatever, they gave us a name. You are Bob. You are Robert. You are Megan. So now think about right after you get the name, what happened? All the problem came right after that name. So therefore I am asking, even you have a name, can you become nameless? Why you need the name? If all the girls here in this area now, the sitting, if all are Megan, what will happen? We are so confused. Then we have to say Megan 1, Megan 2, Megan 3. Still we have to differentiate. So why we are giving names? For our convenience. Does it make sense? For our convenience. Other than that, there is no meaning. So we call the Blue Lotus Temple in Woodstock. Why we call the Blue Lotus Temple in Woodstock? Because we have Blue Lotus Temple in Pennsylvania, we have Blue Lotus Temple in Las Vegas. We have to define it. We have to. So that is the only the purpose we are giving names. Now when you have this identity, when you are attaching to it, you are using that name so many years, what will happen? You are believing it. You are attaching to it. I think all the problems, all the unhappiness will come to you because of that. Therefore, now these days I am always thinking, I don't want to give my life power to somebody else. Don't give your life power to other people. So you can keep the power. That means you can manage. That's a good word, not controlling. You can manage yourself. Now how you are living your life now? How you are living your life now? According to others' expectations. Actually here in this country is less. They care, but same time they don't care. That's why I said they care, but same time they don't care, what other people think. But the Eastern country is crazy. The way we dress, way we have a hairstyle, all this problem. The monks has to be certain ways. Who made these things? Our minds create those stories. We call the papancha, mental stories. Because of we are creating those mental stories, then you are believing it, then you are attached into it. So therefore no need to attach into the ideas, concept or self. What Buddha said, what is the self means? Nothing. Buddha said ego is believing something not exist. This makes sense to everybody? What is the ego means? Believing something not exist. Now think about an onion. You are peeling an onion. Now you call, oh, there is an onion. Now you are, each skin you are peeling off. After you do like 10 minutes, what will happen? Do you see there is an onion? There is no onion. After all the layers put together, then we call it onion. So what happened now? You made the name, you made the identity, you are believing it, you put a layers. Living means what we are doing now, keep putting all the layers into your pain and suffering box. When we are meditating, what we are doing, we are keep peeling off layer by layer, then we become free. Then there is no happiness, no unhappiness. You are still, you are joyful. The good word, you are so balanced. That's the word. You are practicing equanimity, no hurt. One man said, you are the most unkind monk I ever met. Why? Whatever he asked, I didn't do. I don't do whatever people ask all the time. I have a right to say no. I said, no, I cannot do it today. Then he said, you are the most unkind monk I ever met. He hung up the phone even. Then the week later, the same person sitting in front of me and meditating at the temple. Then after meditation, he came to me and said, oh Bhante, I am very sorry, I want to apologize. I know you are a very kind monk. I want to ask forgiveness. Apologize. I said, nothing to do. I am okay. Both is belong to you, not for me. Because other day you said I am unkind. Today you are telling me kind. I don't want both. Because I know who I am. So therefore, I am not living my life based on your comment, based on your appreciation. But if you are apologizing, that's your good practice. You are apologizing not just for me. You are apologizing, you see your weakness. That's a good practice. I appreciate that. But for me, doesn't matter. Today, the other day you said I am unkind. Today you are telling me I am kind. Did I react to both days in something differently? No. So that's how practice goes. Does make sense? Therefore, please understand the word ego, self. Don't believe in it. Only purpose of the ego, survival purpose. Other than that, there is no purpose. Be careful. It is so dangerous. Little by little, silently, you are killing yourself when you are really believing it. Okay. So thank you so much. Have a good evening. And when you are going home, take your practice. Don't leave at the park. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.